This morning is Eliza Bird. Eliza used to be an estate planning attorney in California. Over the years, she saw clients lose physical capacity and become bedridden and/or lose mental capacity so they couldn't function in the real world. Our doctors and hospitals now have the medical abilities to keep patients alive beyond what is natural. As a member of the aging baby boomer generation, Eliza would like to have the right to die. If due to physical problems, she could no longer enjoy the autonomy of independence of life. She would also prefer to die rather than suffer the fears felt by those who lose their personality and their memories and fail to recognize loved ones. In this talk, she will discuss her research into the legal rights an affirmed person or one crippled by dementia has the choice to die with dignity. Please welcome Eliza Bird.
I believe that I have the right to choose my death, especially in a situation where my life has become unbearable. Some of you, for religious or personal reasons, may feel that this is totally inappropriate, that it needs to be left up to God or nature, and for humans to interfere is wrong. But I ask you to listen with equanimity so that you know what options are out there should you ever find yourself in this condition, and maybe rethink the whole idea. So in North Carolina, we do not have a right to die with dignity statute. There's no legislation that assists people in this kind of a case. So we're left with kind of three options. One is you can refuse medical treatment or request it be withdrawn. You can refuse water and food, which can work not too well, but within 3 to 7 days you'll be gone. And the third is called palliative sedation. And this is available in a situation where you're under hospice care, which means it's presumed you're going to die pretty quickly. And they can give you morphine to fight the pain. And they can give you more morphine, which would put you in a coma. And they can give you more morphine, which might hasten your death. But this is a kind of unusual circumstance. So over the years, there are states, starting with Oregon in 1997, that have determined that there needs to be a better way. Obviously, people want medical supervision. People want the person involved to be personally consenting, have capacity to consent, to make this request. No one forcing anybody to do anything against their will or taking advantage of anyone. So the Oregon statute basically has all these things. You ask to be given a lethal dose of medicine. This is evaluated by doctors to see if, it makes reasonable sense. But the problem with the U.S. statutes, there are 8 states and District of Columbia now have this, is that they, you have to be terminally ill. In other words, a doctor has to have already decided that you only have 6 months or less to live. That's one problem, which doesn't apply to many of the situations I've encountered. And the second one is that you have to be able to physically administer the lethal dose of medicine. It's about a 4-ounce liquid. You have to drink it in about 2 minutes. So physically, you can't pull that off. You can't use these statutes. Now, Canada, in 2016, came up with, I think, a more compassionate, broader statute. It has all of these same, you apply, you looked over, you're evaluated to see if you make sure no one's taking advantage of you and that your physical condition is such that it makes reasonable sense. You might not want to live. But you don't have to be terminally ill. You just have to have a grievous, uncurable medical condition. And you don't have to be physically able to drink the drink. It can be given to you by a doctor after all these considerations are made. This is reasonable under the circumstances through intravenous, or you can be given the liquid to drink. And you don't, neither in America nor Canada, do you have to drink it in front of the doctor. You can take it home. So these are the things that are available out there. There's also the fact that if you go to Switzerland, they have even broader death with dignity. You can go as a foreigner. All the other things in America and Canada, you have to be a resident of the place where the act is. But that's easy to do. All you have to do is move there and intend to stay there for the foreseeable future. I think time has passed. Okay, sorry. Been trying to make the speech shorter and shorter, and you know, anyway, the light didn't go off. So anyway, I thank you for keeping an open mind on this issue. It's been my experience that life is uncertain, and you may find a time in your life when you have a loved one who really wants to hasten their death. And it's important to know what options are available. Thank you.